Hi guys, so this is my 1.2 base that I'll be posting the blueprints for in the description if anyone's interested. This is the main base, where pretty much all the main stuff happens here. We've got the gear components here for the Cuprium components, Xiranite components down here, and the new Hetonite components down here. We've also got the factories being made here and here. And an extra one here, and we've also got the Heavy Xiranite being made here with some liquid Heavy Xiranite being made here. That's pretty much it for the main base. So this is the first outpost where most of the Xiranite is made. That's pretty much all that's being made here. So if we go on over to the new outpost now. So this is the newest outpost that they've just released. This is where we're making the remaining Xiranite here, 3 in each corner. And then down in this corner we're making the Hetonite. We've also got some acid bottles being made here for the liquid Heavy Xiranite back at the main base. And some Cuprium Parts being made here. I decided to feed these crucibles most of my Cuprium, so we're actually making about 21.2 a minute, I think, of this stuff. Which 20 of it's being made for, not Cuprium Parts, the Hetonite gear and the Hetonite components. And the remaining 1 a minute, I thought for a laugh we'll make some Hetonite bottles here. I don't actually know what this is being made for, to be honest, but, you know, it might get used in the second half of the patch. We'll see, I guess. But, yeah, it's the world's most expensive bottles, I think. So, that's that, really. So, what I'll do now is I'll delete my base, and then I'll show you where everything goes. So, what you will actually need is to be level 10. On the regional level for Wuling, just for the purity increase here. And for Valley 4, you want to be level 12 for the meta storage transfer here. So just keep that in mind. Before we start, if you head on over to the main base and put a couple of thermal banks down in the right hand corner here next to the river, just for a bit of power. I've put in the new batteries there just to get up to 6.6. And then once you've done that, head on over to the first outpost at Jinyu Valley. So if you rotate this base so the pond is at the bottom here, I've got a total of 4 pumps here. I've got 2 converging into 1 pipe there, and then another 2 converging into 1 pipe there. And then if you just move this up to the top, doesn't have to be right up, just out of the halfway point there. And then what we're going to do is put the sub 1 bottom down first. You put that down as far as it can go. And then you can move this down here. And then we're going to put the sub 1 top as far up as they can go, like that. So it should look something like that. Then we're going to connect the pipes down here, all the way along here, and then up into there. And then this one, I've got a splitter there, so that one's going straight on ahead. And then I'll put one here into the corner. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put some sandleaf plants down in these 2 facilities here. This one here, and this one here. And then do the same at the top on these 2. And then these ones on the end, you can either put this one in here or the Yachen plant. It doesn't really matter. They both produce the carbon anyway, so it doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to put this one in here. Another one in here. And then same on the bottom. So if you give that a few minutes, that will stabilize and start making some Xiranite. Oh, we got the one down here as well. Put some sandleaf plants in here. This one's working at like half efficiency, I think, just because we don't need the full amount. That's why that's only one seeder and one planter there. So I'll give that a few minutes just to start making some Xiranite. Now if we go on over to the second outpost and we'll start putting those ones down. So if you do the same on this base and rotate it so the acid pond is at the bottom, I've got 3 acid pumps here, 2 going into a pipe and then 1 going into a conduit. And then I've also got a fluid supply unit here connected to a conduit outlet. And then over here, there's 2 water pumps converging into 1 pipe. And then just 1 pump on its own. So move the sub pack over to the right hand side here. And what we're going to place down first is the sub 2 left. That goes right into the corner as far along as it can go. Like that. Then move the sub pack into this little spot here. Fits nicely there. And now we're going to put down the sub 2 right. Same again, that just goes right into the corner as far as it can go. It's the only place it can go, really. So it should look something like that. So what we're going to do now, connect this acid pipe here. And then connect this acid pipe all the way up here into here. And then this water pipe into here. And this one goes into here. If we do the same as what we did on the last outpost, this bottom one here, sandleaf plant. This one, this ginkgo plant or the action plant, don't matter. And then do the same on the other 2, sandleaf and this one, this one. And then this in here. And on this one. So what we need to do now is connect these conduits to these. So this one here, connect that one to the fluid supply. So it's dumping the acid back into the pond. So I've got my fluid supply here. I'll go connect that one now. I'll see if I can find it, that is. There's the one right on the edge here. Should really let you connect these from the top down view. So yeah, into the fluid supply here. Then you need to connect this acid supply pump to the one down here. Then come down to here and set this output to the Hetonite. That will start making some Hetonite bowls. So that's this sub pack done. And now we're going to head over to the main base. Again, if you rotate the base so the river is on the right here, and then move the AIC down into the corner here. Up here I've got one water pump going into a conduit. And I've got two pumps here going into a pipe each. And then here I've got another water pump going into a pipe. Here I've got a fluid supply connecting to a conduit outlet. And then finally another water pump down here connected to a inlet. So if we put down the where is it? The main bottom first. So if you put that down so it goes right up against the yellow border, not like through it, just so those belts I put in the corner line up like that. So these belts go here like that. So you can actually delete that now. It's just a little guide I put down. And then we're going to put down the main middle. So that slots down like that. And then you can actually move this into this spot here. So that's all ready. And then what we're going to put down now is the main top. So if you connect that belt there on the left so it hooks around. See that? So it's hooking around onto the packaging unit. So it curves around like that. And then we're going to put down the... Where are you? Main top right. This one would just go up on here like that. So it looks something like that. So they're all lined up nicely. And then we're going to... I've already got the pipes lined up here, but this is where you want to connect the two pipes here. And then down here, connect this pipe in here. Now there's a conduit here, so I connect that one to here. There's a conduit here, which I connect over to here. And then this conduit here on the end, connect that to the fluid supply so it puts the water back in the river. If I go connect those two now first and then do the fluid supply. Where am I? No, over here. Tell you what, it's like a maze trying to get out of there. So we're going to connect this one over here. Like that. Then we're going to connect this end one here into the fluid supply. And then we're going to connect this water pump into this hump, this one here. And now we got a couple more to connect. There's a waste one here where the waste goes in here. You want to connect this one to here. There, we grab this and connect it here. Then this one here will connect to, just come over here, this remaining pump here. There, I think that's all of the pumps connected. So you just give that a few minutes, that will all stabilize. Now that's settled, if you come into the AIC here and set the regional transfer to meta storage, you got to make sure that's on meta storage, and then set that to dense origin powder and send it to Wuling. So we need this for the extra battery we're making and for the Xiranite components. These gearing units here, the Xiranite components, the Cuprium components here, and we got the new Hetonite components here. They're all making roughly about 4,800, just over 4,800 a week each. It works out about 691 a day, I think. But to me, in my opinion, that's plenty. I don't think you need to be making any more than that. This one down here, I've actually got a item control port here to only allow 5,000 through, so that will make 2,500. And then it'll turn off, because I mean, I don't think you need to make too much of the new one. That's enough to make enough gear for about 12 characters, and then you can artifice their gear with the components from these two here. But if you'd rather keep this one on, just turn this item control port off. The difference is, once this turns off, this will get these Hetonite parts will go up to 4 a minute instead of 3. But to be honest, it's only one a minute difference. So if you'd rather just keep that running constantly, you can turn that off. And then up here, at first you'll only be making about 2 a minute of this Heavy Xiranite, because you're making this liquid Heavy Xiranite solution here. Once that caps out, that'll go back up to 5 a minute. But I mean, if you'd rather not wait and you don't care about that, you can just come to this item control port here and turn that down to 1. That'll turn that off, and then this will just go up to 5 a minute, because we're using 1 a minute on here anyway. That's only if you don't care about that. I mean, this would probably only take about 3 hours or so to cap out. But again, if you don't care about that, just switch it off. So when you first put this blueprint down, you will be making just enough to buy out all the stock builds every day. But it might feel a little bit tight at first, but once this caps out, or if you decide to turn it off, that'll go back up to 5 a minute, like I said, and you'll be making plenty to buy it out every day. I recommend on this first outpost, if you sell all the Hetonite parts first, and then buy the remaining stock builds with the batteries. And then in the second one, sell all of your Heavy Xiranite first, and then use the batteries. Just because the batteries are used by both, so you don't want to sell like all of it on one, just in case you don't have enough for the next one. So sell this one first here, Heavy Xiranite, and like I said, the Hetonite parts on the first one first. Always sell the battery second on each one. Up here, this base is actually being underfed one of the thermal banks, which this saves about 800 batteries a day. But if you'd rather not do this, you can just remove these and then just put another thermal bank here and just constantly feed it, like this one here. I mean, I was at 5,300 at one point, and it was still working perfectly fine when I was offline, but I personally wouldn't go any higher than that. If you plan on going higher than this, don't use this, just put another thermal bank here. I think that is about everything. I mean, if you notice any problems, just let me know and I'll update the blueprints, but it's all been working perfectly fine for me. There we come here. Yeah, you will actually be making 10 Xiranite a minute, so you've got 10 to play with there, or sell if you want. Like I said, that will go down to only using 1 a minute once the Heavy Xiranite liquid caps out. Yeah, that's about it. I do know a lot of other people are making this Reaction Syringe A at like 3 a minute in their bases, but personally I didn't see it was necessary because I was earning more than enough to buy all the stock bills every day anyway, so I didn't bother. That's why I went for the more Hetonite instead. So yeah, I didn't really see the point in that. But yeah, thanks for watching and let me know if there's any issues. Cheers.